Hello students, welcome to Target AES. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Let us continue with our fourth module of bridge engineering. And in this module, I am going to teach you about the loadings which will be acting on our bridge. For loading, we have a code book. What is that code book? IRC 6, right? So without wasting any time, without making a PPT, I will teach you directly from IRC 6 so that it will be easy for you as well as you can understand what this code actually is. Okay, so IRC6 previous edition was 2014. The latest edition which currently we have is 2017. Okay, so let us see IRC6 2017 in detail. See, this book is very big, more than 110 pages. Do you really have to read all these 110 pages? Absolutely no. Okay, there are a lot of important points, so I will tell you where these important points are, and you have to read only this for your examination, and I can assure you, you can answer all the questions. Okay, so first of all, go to page number 4 directly. Okay, in this page number 4, there are different types of classification of loading. Okay, see, on the bridge, we have different types of loads acting, like dead load, live load. If it is in colder regions, then snow load. In any region, wind load will be acting, earthquake load. We have, if the water is flowing, then water current load, buoyancy aa jayega. So there are different types of loading which are acting on the bridge, but most important thing which you should be concentrating on is live load, the load which the bridge actually has to bear, right? Because the vehicles whatever are there, they are traveling on this bridge only, right? तो वो ये ब्रिज पे ही ट्रैवल करेंगे, agreed or not? So what is the load which you have to consider, the vehicle load what we have to consider, and my bridge will be safe for that loading, right? So we have different type of loadings which we take into consideration. So the classification is given in page number 4. The first classification is IRC class A loading. The only problem with IRC 6 is the loadings won't be in order. तो थोड़ा confusion होता है. Okay, आगे पीछे लिखने से थोड़ा confusion होता है. But after this module you will be perfect. No need to worry. So first load which you should concentrate is IRC class A loading. So this loading is generally adopted for all roads on permanent bridges and culverts. Okay, so whatever permanent bridge you have, see, I have told you there are two types of bridges, permanent bridge and temporary bridge. Okay, temporary bridge के लिए हम देखते हैं IRC class B loading. For example, obviously whenever you are going for a bridge, you will be going for a steel bridge or some concrete bridge, RCC bridge. But due to the flash floods or some reasons, if it is damaged, टाइम लगता है ना फिर से बनाने के लिए. That's why we construct a temporary bridge. Generally it could be of timber also. So in that type of temporary bridges or timber bridges, wooden bridges, we generally check for IRC class B loading. ठीक है, so class A loading is normally adopted for all the roads, class B loading only for temporary roads or timber bridges. I hope it is very clear for you. Similarly we have class AA loading. ठीक है, see what happens is within municipal limits. Okay, municipal limits में क्या होता है, थोड़ा ट्रैफिक भी ज्यादा रहता है. So what we have to do is we have to consider a little bit more load acting at a time, right? So that's why what we are doing within municipal limits or within some industrial areas or in some specified areas, we check for IRC class AA loading also. And सबसे important होता है IRC class 70R loading. See, IRC 70R loading generally is checked for all the bridges, permanent bridges and culverts. But ये 70R loading जो है ना, यहाँ से bits बहुत आते हैं. We'll study in detail what all these loading are and what is the difference in the next 5 minutes. But 70R loading is something which you should always remember. ठीक है? So now let us see them in detail. But before that, what are the various loads which are acting on my bridges? We have dead load. Dead load yani you can say the self weight of my bridge, right? Self weight of my bridge, if it is made up of concrete, concrete का weight आ जाएगा. So whatever the weight your bridge is carrying, that comes under your dead load. Then live load. Okay, so live load is because of the vehicles which are moving on my bridges. Then snow load, impact factor of vehicular live load. See, as this live load is moving on the bridge, we should also consider impact factor. ठीक है, so as there is a moving load, if there is any impact because of that, तो कितना force आ रहा है, we have to check that also. So let me highlight some of the things which you have to be perfect in. सी डेड लोड काफी सिंपल है, यहाँ से कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आने वाला है. डेड लोड इज सो सिंपल, आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग एनी क्वेश्चन टू कम फ्रॉम देयर. So how to calculate dead load of a bridge? Very simple. If you know the specific gravity of the material, for example, it is a RCC bridge. Okay, the slab whatever is there on the bridge, let us say it is RCC. So how to get your dead load of this? Very simple. You know what is the density? You just multiply by volume. You will be getting what is the weight. Okay, generally whatever weight you are getting the dead load or live load, we represent in kilo newton. याद रख लो, our standard unit whenever you are designing a bridge we use kilo newton. Okay, for example, density of RCC, you know it is 2500 kg per meter cube, right? Kg per meter cube. So into volume, whatever volume is there, meter cube, length into breadth into thickness. So meter cube cancel. So you will be getting some x quantity, 2500 into V, let us say x kg load. Okay, how to convert? 1 kg is how much? 1 kg is how much, beta? 1 kg is 9.81 Newton, right? You know very well 1 kg is 9.81 Newton. So x into 9.81 Newton is your dead load. Very simple. What is there in it? If you have steel bridge, instead of 2500 you will be using 7850, because you know specific the density of steel is 7850. As simple as that. So dead load is very simple, no question is going to come. The only important thing what you have to study new in bridge engineering is how to consider the live load. Okay, I will teach you in detail in next 2-3 minutes. And then impact factor on vehicles due to this live load. ये दो से ही आपके क्वेश्चंस आएंगे if a question is coming from IRC 6. Okay, and then wind load also there is a chance, but direct formula hai, we'll use that formula, I will teach that also, but not that important. But these two topics are super duper important. The rest all is the same formulas whatever we are using in other subjects, even if it asked. Okay, no worries, right? Perfect. So there are different types of loads which are acting on a bridge. For example, dead load, live load, snow load, impact load. Impact due to floating bodies. If the water is passing through the bridge, below the bridge if water is passing, then we have to also consider impact due to any floating bodies. Vehicle collision load, wind load, water current load, centrifugal force, longitudinal force like braking force, whatever is there. Vehicles जा रहे हैं, if they suddenly apply a brake, some excess force will also come, right? So that force also we take into consideration. Then buoyancy, earth pressure, temperature effect, deformation stresses, secondary effect, direction effects, seismic forces, wave pressure, grade effect, all this comes, but no need to remember anything. अगर exam में पूछ भी लेते हो, you can easily tick, right? You have that common sense that what are the various forces which will be coming. In multiple choice questions even it is very easier, no need to worry at all. So dead load calculation is very simple. What you can do is you can remember some of the weight quantities. Okay, weight here it is nothing but you can say it is similar to that of density. You can see the units, it is written in ton per meter cube. Okay, so that's why you are getting something like this 2.7. If it is in kgs then it would have been 2700 kg per meter cube, right? Because 1 ton is 1000 kgs. So very similarly you can remember this if you want, but for me it is not important. Don't waste your time reading that because you already know. So now comes the very important, the live load. As I have told you earlier, class A loading, class B loading, class AA loading, and then we have 70R loading. ये काफी important है. And moreover, when it comes to vehicles, try to understand there are two types of vehicles. What are the types of vehicles we have? We have wheeled vehicles and we have tracked vehicles. So let us try to understand what is wheeled vehicles. For example, the tractor or some lorry, whatever you are seeing. Okay, तो यहाँ पे क्या रहते हैं, टायर्स रहते हैं, right? So these are wheeled, it has wheels. But tracks, for example, you take an army tank, army का tank, ठीक है? So if you have some tank, उसके नीचे कैसे रहता है? It will have a track, it will not have wheels, right? You might have seen in movies or you might be having toys in your home. So these tanks will have a track. Agreed or not? So there are two types of vehicles, so we consider both vehicles. Okay, we consider the loads coming from these type of vehicles and these type of vehicles also. I hope it is very clear for you. So ये जो diagram है, if you are reading IRC6 directly without my help or any other videos help, but there are very less videos on YouTube which explain this in detail. So if you are reading on your own, then you will not understand these diagrams. But actually these diagrams are very simple. Okay, these diagrams are very simple. So as I have told earlier that IRC6 is not in order. तो पहले ही इसने क्या कर दिया, he has given 70 yard drawing directly, so it confuses you. So what we will do is we will see class A drawing first and then we will come to 70 yard drawing. ठीक है, so let us see class A drawing. So in class A we are considering the vehicle which is acting, which is going on my bridge is something like this. Okay, is something like this. So what you do is you quickly add what is the load coming from each vehicle. What is the load coming from each vehicle? You can add, right? So 2.7, this is in tons. Okay, these are in tons. Just add 2.7 ton, 2.7 ton, 11.4 ton, 11.4 ton, 6.8 ton, 6.8 ton, 6.8 ton, 6.8 ton. ठीक है, एक व्हीकल का कितना आ रहा है? सी always what we do is we don't just consider a vehicle, we consider a train yani not the normal railway train which is going. If you have a vehicle followed by trolleys just like this, ठीक है, जब भी आर्मी के जाते हैं वॉट एवर ट्रक्स और वो नो, तो पीछे से क्या होता है, कैनवॉय जैसे रख देते हैं ट्रक्स. ओके, विल बी हैविंग लॉट ऑफ ट्रॉलीज. सो वी कॉल दिस एज ट्रेन. Train yani not only railway train. If we have a vehicle and behind this vehicle, for example tractor bhi ho gaya, if we have continuous trolleys we call it as train also. Okay, I hope it is very clear. So in this example, can you tell me in class A loading what is the load of each vehicle we are considering for design of bridge? It is 2.7 plus 2.7 plus 11.4 plus 11.4 plus 6.8 plus 6.8 plus 6.8 plus 6.8. It should roughly come around 55 tons, 54.5 something tons, around 55 tons. Just add it, you will get it. Okay, I hope you got it. समझ में आ गया ना concept? So this is how a vehicle is taken and for this loading my bridge will be designed कि मेरा bridge minimum a load आराम से ले लेगा when this vehicle is passing on this bridge. Okay, and moreover not only one vehicle will be moving on that bridge, right? There will be continuous vehicles which will be going on the bridge. So when you are designing the loads which are acting on a bridge, for what loads you have to design a bridge, you make sure that each vehicle, the distance between the nose of this vehicle and tail of this vehicle is 18.5 meters. ठीक है, यहाँ पे फिर से ट्रॉली एंड अगेन अ व्हीकल वी आर डिजाइनिंग इन सच अ वे. ठीक है, ये स्टैंडर्ड है. कैसे ले लिए? स्टैंडर्ड है IRC6. someone has done lot of experiments and they finally ended up by designing the bridge based on this loading. That's it. ठीक है, that is the only logic behind why we are taking only this much loading. I hope it is very clear. So here again we'll be having 55 ton and so on. I hope you got the concept. समझ गए concept? Easy है, no worries, right? So this is your class A loading. We are designing a bridge in such a way that the vehicles, the distance between tail and nose is 18.5 meter. तो यहाँ पे एक आ गया 18.5 meter gap and again vehicle and 18.5 meter gap and again vehicle. ठीक है, I hope it is very clear. So this is for class A train of vehicles. Don't confuse between train. Okay, so even if you have trolleys we call it as vehicle train. I hope it is very clear, right? याद रखोगे. And there are a lot of small points which you should remember for your examination. Whatever numbers you are seeing, right, all these numbers are important for your examination. Okay, so you have to remember the small numbers only in this live load category and impact load category. That's it. So now you are perfect in class A loading. Now let us see class B loading also. Class B भी देख लेंगे एक बार. So now this is class B loading. Obviously class B किस लिए है? Class B is for temporary bridges. We are not expecting some heavy loads to act on temporary bridges, right? Temporary बन रहे हो, you are not seeing much factors in it. So obviously we expect the loading will be less compared to that of class A loading, and you can add this up. So you are generally expecting 1.6 ton, 1.6 ton, 6.8, 6.8, 4.1, 4.1, 4.1, 4.1. You need not remember these values, but you can add it up and नेट वैल्यू जो भी आ रहा है ना वो याद रख लेना, काफी है. This distance is very important. The distance between your nose of a vehicle and tail of a vehicle, tail and nose of vehicle, that is 18.5 meter. The temporary bridges are designed for train of vehicles of this loading. Done? समझ में आ गया? Yeah, you will remember this, right? So this is about your class B. Now let us see 70R. काफी important है 70R. See, in 70R, we are taking two things. One is 70RT, which means for tracked vehicles, and then 70RW, which means for wheeled vehicles. Okay, I hope it is very clear. Now coming to tracked vehicles. Tracked vehicles में क्या होता है? You will be having some tank like this. So let me draw a tank. तो यहाँ पे एक ट्रैक रहता है, यहाँ पे एक ट्रैक रहता है. If I have to draw in this way, so there will be, you can understand, right? There will be one track here, there will be one track here, right? So you can imagine this diagram, you might have seen. So what is happening? I am expecting 70R here, it means 7t ton is acting. The load of my tank is 70 ton. So each track पे कितना बढ़ रहा है? So obviously 70 divided by 2, that is 35 ton and 35 ton. In kilonewton, see 1 ton is equals to 10 kilonewton आता है. You can just cross check also. 1 ton is 1000 kg. Okay, so 1 kg is 9.81 newton. For now let us take it as 10 newton. So 1 2 3 4 newton. So what I can do, 10 3 है, so I can write it as kilonewton. So 1 ton is कितना, 1000 kg is nothing but 10 kilonewton. I hope it is very clear for you. So I can write the load coming from a tank is 700 kilonewton. Remember this, a question can come like this or like this. Okay, so don't get confused. If it is in kilonewtons, then it is 700 kilonewton is the weight of the tank we are expecting. And if in tons it is given 70 ton. Okay, in kilonewton 700. So if 700 kilonewton is weight of your tank, then from each track you are getting 350 and here 350 kilonewton. I hope it is very clear. याद रखोगे. See, let us try to understand. These tanks, whatever you have, these army tanks, we don't assemble directly at border. India Pakistan border के पास सीधा जाके assemble नहीं करोगे, right? So we assemble somewhere in your industrial areas, and then it will be transported to borders. So obviously your roads and bridges will be designed in such a way that it can carry this much loading. So that is the concept behind this. I hope it is very clear. And while designing your bridge, very important again. So let us say this is your one tank. Okay, one tracked vehicle. So the length of this tracked vehicle is 4.5 meters. No need to remember. But on a bridge you are designing in such a way that the distance between two tracked vehicles, ऐसा नहीं है कि लग लग के चलेंगे, लग लग के टैंक्स चलेंगे. No, we are assuming the minimum distance what you have to maintain between two vehicles is 90 meters, right? So on a bridge, if you are imagining that all over it multiple number of tanks will be running simultaneously, then obviously we need lot of material to support this much load, and it will be very expensive. We can't design such that, right? That's why we design in such a way that the tanks are at minimum 90 meters apart. So we design only for this, and we get little bit economical value for my bridge. Done? समझ में आ गया concept? So this is a very important bit. If it is a tracked vehicle, then minimum distance what you have to maintain is 90 meters, and imagining that I will be designing my bridge. Done? But if it is a wheeled vehicle, ठीक है, ये तो हो गया ट्रैक की बात. But if it is a wheeled vehicle, इतना लोड तो नहीं आने वाला है. See, it is a tank, obviously it has more weight. That's why we are getting this much pressure. But if you have wheel, we don't have that much effect on it, right? Wheels will have less weight. We might have studied in our transportation engineering. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंजीनियरिंग में हमें पढ़ा हुआ था द स्टैंडर्ड एक्सल इन अ व्हीकल. ऑब्वियसली इफ यू आर सीइंग like this, you will be seeing wheels, right? And if you are seeing in other dimension, सामने से देख रहे हो, so you will be seeing something like this, right? So each axle we have studied in our transportation engineering. The standard axle is some 8.2 ton, right? If you remember, standard axle whatever we are taking for a vehicle is 8.2 ton. That means 8.2 ton load is acting on one axle. 4.1 ton, 4.1 ton. This is what we have studied in transportation engineering. What I want to say is, generally the vehicular load when it is a wheeled body is very less. Okay, so what we can do, no need of designing for 90 meters apart. 90 meters apart ये रखने की तो कोई सेंस ही नहीं बनती है. So the minimum distance what we keep is 30 meters only. Okay, in case of wheeled vehicles, the minimum distance what we are keeping in this 70R loading is 30 meters, and for track we are keeping 90 meters. Very important bit. So highlight this. It is present in page number 10, sure short question. Okay, so it is my favorite question. 90 meter and 30 meter is my favorite question and exam में आ सकता है. Now let us see for wheeled vehicles. 70R loading for wheeled vehicles. See, in wheeled vehicles I have told you in transportation we are assuming only 8.2 ton, but here to be on a safe side, a single axle load. See, यहाँ पे एक ही टायर बता रहा है, but on the other side also we have one tire, right? You can understand, right? Vehicle कुछ इस तरह रहेगा, right? So if you are considering a single axle, generally in transportation we took 8.2, but here we are designing, right? So we are taking up to 20 ton. So you have to remember the maximum single axle load what we are taking in case of 70R wheeled vehicle is 20 ton. Another very important note. Okay, but if you are considering a bogie, right? Bogie means combination of vehicles. Okay, कैसा रहेगा? You might have seen a railway bogie, right? How it will be? There will be two wheels on this rail, two wheels on this rail, and there will be something like this, right? Again ऐसे रहेगा, बीच इसके ऊपर कोच आएगा, right? I hope you know that. So what is happening, if you have a bogie type combination, then you can take 20 plus 20, which is 40 ton. We design in such a way that each axle is transmitting this much amount of load. So very important bit, maximum single axle load which you are considering in 70R wheeled vehicle is 20 ton, and if it is a bogie then 20 plus 20 ton. And here you have some another important bit, what is the maximum tire pressure we are considering in wheeled vehicle, that is 5.273 kg per centimeter square. Just remember for your objective purpose, if you see this 5.273, tick it. Okay, so what is this L type, M type and N type? अरे यार कुछ भी नहीं है, this is just tire combination. See, in some you might have seen this, right? In some buses what they do is बस बहुत सारा लोड लेके जाता है, राइट? बस या ट्रक. सो जनरली दे वोंट हैव ओनली 4 व्हील्स लाइक दिस. इफ यू सी, सामने 2 व्हील्स रहते हैं, and her wheel, not just one wheel, there will be 2 wheels. You might have seen this, right? So if these wheels are very close, then we call it as L type, something like this. Okay, if there is a gap in between them, okay, थोड़ा सा गैप आ गया, you might have seen this already, right? You can visualize. Then we call it as M type. And we also have N type. If we have lot of load, बहुत ही like truck है carrying lot of load, then we will be seeing like this combination also. That means the front wheel of truck, okay, 2 wheels and 2 wheels यहाँ पे, and 2 wheels and 2 wheels यहाँ पे, right? ये भी आपने देखा होगा for heavy vehicles, right? So that is N type. No need to remember in particular, but एग्जाम में पूछने के चांसेस तो नहीं है, ना के बराबर है, बट आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग यू so that you will not be scared seeing these figures later on. Okay, it is just the tire combination of your vehicles. But now comes the very important thing. Okay, now similar to this, in this each vehicle we have taken 55 ton for class A, right? Similarly, if you am taking a train of vehicle, okay, for wheeled train of vehicles, when it comes to 70R, then the combination will be something like this. Okay, so now add what is the load coming on each axle. Okay, each axle. So add it, you will be getting 100 ton. 70 ton नहीं आएगा, 100 ton आएगा. So if you are considering a trailers, okay, like a trolleys attached, and you have a train of vehicles as per 70R, even though 70R is represented, 70 ton नहीं आएगा. This is completely different. Remember, if you have a wheeled assembly, then if you add all the axle load, 8 ton plus 12 ton plus 12 ton plus 17 ton plus 17 ton plus 17 ton plus 17 ton ऐड करके देखो कितना आएगा, 100 ton आएगा. ठीक है. So generally we assume 100 ton is falling on 7 axles. If you add, how many axles are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. On these 7 axles 100 ton load is acting, and for this we'll be designing our bridge. Okay, even though it is represented by 70 rw, when a train of vehicles is there, this is what it is, 100 ton काम करेगा. ठीक है. 70 r track, it defines how much 70 ton load is acting from my tank to my bridge. Okay, that's why 70 is given, but it is general representation. If it comes to wheel and you have trolley, then if you add total load, it will be 100 ton. Okay, याद रखोगे. But if a question comes in 70R loading, what is the total load which is being transferred? Answer will be 70 tons or 700 kilonewton. अगर in general पूछता है तो यही आंसर रहेगा. I hope it is very clear. Not only this beta, I will highlight some points. Just remember this. This point 4 is very important. Okay. So I need not explain this in detail. आप बस highlight कर लो and पढ़ लो exam point of view. It is very important for you. So it is just saying class 70R loading is applicable only for bridges having carriageway width of 5.3 meters and above. ठीक है. So this 70R loading is generally adopted for the bridges only when the carriageway width is greater than 5.3 meters. For almost all bridges it will be greater than 5.3 meters in general. ठीक है. So obviously whenever you are constructing a bridge, you make sure at least there will be two paths, right? जाने के लिए आने के लिए. So obviously it should be greater than 5.3 meters in general. Only there are exceptional cases in which you have less than 5.3. So remember, for all the bridges we generally go for 70R loading. उसके लिए हम चेक जरूर करते हैं. Done. Remember, next important bit which you have to remember. See, in class A loading, okay, in class A loading, so this is very important. What is the distance you have to keep the vehicle from curb? This is your curb. A road रहता है ना ब्रिज का, ब्रिज के ऊपर जो रोड बन रहा है. So let us say this is your curb. A vehicle will not touch the curb, right? रोड बाउंड्री को टच थोड़ी करेगी. So what is the distance we are assuming? The minimum clearance is this much, 150 mm for all carriageway widths. Whatever the carriageway width is, whatever the width of my road is, it doesn't matter. So I keep 150 mm minimum distance from my curb and the vehicle wheel. So that is first important bit. Second important bit, what is this distance two vehicles के बीच में? रोड के ऊपर एक ही vehicle थोड़ी जाएगा. So we'll see, we will keep different type of vehicles. मैं पढ़ाऊंगा कहाँ कहाँ पे रखते हैं, but the two vehicles should be separated by minimum this distance. Okay, if the carriageway width is greater than 6.1 meters, then the minimum distance what you have to keep between two vehicles is 1.2 meters. Always remember this. Again, super important bits. These two are super important bits. If your carriageway width, the road whatever you have on the bridge, is in the range of 5.3 meters to 6.1, then your this width g, it can vary from 0.4 to 1.2 meters, but in general almost all bridges will be more than 6.1 meters. So obviously you can remember this distance, the minimum distance between two vehicles is 1.2 meter. Done. So very important bit for your state PSC examinations, remember this. Okay, याद रखोगे. So this is all you have to remember. Same is for again class B also. In class B also 150 mm is the distance between the curb and your wheel, and between two different vehicles it is 1.2 meters if it is greater than 5.86. No need to remember, you can just remember it should be greater than 1.2 meters. Okay, but in case if it is less than that 5.3, and in this case if it is less in the range of 5.06 to 5.86. No need to remember all this. Then it will vary from 0.4 to 1.2. But standard, you remember 1.2 meters is the distance between two vehicles and 150 mm is the distance between your car and your wheel. Now, how many vehicles you are keeping on a bridge? देखिए, I have taught you what is class A loading, class AA loading, class B loading, class 70R loading. So we just don't keep only on one road, right? You can have a bridge of multi lane, right? Generally bridges will be of multi lane. 3 लेन रहते हैं, 4 लेन रहते हैं, 5 लेन रहते हैं, 6 लेन रहते हैं. Agreed or not? Generally, in general, there will be 4 roads. Okay, so we won't be keeping vehicle only on this path. We will be keeping vehicle on this path also, right? If there are 4 roads, then how we are going to load my bridge? Okay, how we are going to load my bridge? Then it is given in this table. A table आपके लिए काफी important है. I need not explain in detail because it is clearly given here. So what you have to do is, if there is only one lane, then you have to design like this. If we do have 2 lanes, then we keep like this. Okay, if we have 2 lanes, then on one lane we keep 70R loading. Okay, and for that we will be designing the bridge. Or if I have 2 lanes, I will be taking class A loading on both the bridges, and then I will be designing my bridge for that live load. Okay, I have that combination. So all these 6 bits are important for you. याद रख लेना, मिनिमम यहाँ तक याद रख लेना. These 4 are super important for you. ठीक है? So most important bit will be this. So please remember for this, because this is the most used bridge. 4 lane wala bridge, generally it will be in the range of 13.1 to 20.1 meters. So this is very important for you. Okay, so this is everything what you have to know about your live loads. Okay, so ये जो values है, ऐसे छोटे छोटे numbers, whatever you are seeing only in this live load, 3-4 pages what we have seen is super important, and you try to memorize them. Now the same table whatever is there, no, that is given like this. Okay, so he has just represented diagram wise how you can load it. Next we have special vehicles. No need to worry about special vehicles, because in IRC 6 2014 there is no explanation about special vehicles. 2017 में ही ऐड हुआ है. So anyway, question paper setters, they copy from previous papers, so I am not expecting a question to come from here. But if you want to know, you can add the total load. This is how we are designing a special vehicle: 18 ton, 18 ton, 18 ton, 18 ton, 18 ton, so on. So you can add and you can remember it. But just remember, from each axle we are assuming 18 ton from the trolley. That's it. Okay, that is the only important bit as per me. No need to worry much about special vehicle. So no need to worry about all this. Next important topic is 208. ये 206 ये सब बेकार है. Let us go to 208. So where is our 208? Yeah, again this is very important for us. Impact. Okay, as the vehicles are moving, we have to consider the what will be the load because of the impact of my moving vehicles on my bridge. Okay, so what we do is, we directly consider this in our live load. Whatever live load we have, we multiply by this impact factor and we add it to live load. In short, live load into 1 plus our impact factor. We consider this much of live load is passing on my bridge directly. तो इस तरह से हम impact factor लेते हैं. So it is very simple. If it is class A loading for class A and class B loading, so we have to remember these two formula. If it is a RCC bridge, then we have this much impact factor, 4.5 divided by 6 plus L, where L is your span length. Okay, so I am not talking about this span, don't get confused. ये जो span होता है peer to peer, I am not talking about this span here. So I am talking about, if you are seeing the bridge something like this, right? तो कुछ इस तरह से रहेगा, as I have told earlier. So this span only I am considering. Okay, this span, I am talking about this span. So let us be very clear. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, whenever you are seeing a span, you will be thinking it is a distance from peer to peer, but here it is this distance. Okay, so let us be very clear. So many people get confused there, but this is what the definition of span here, only in this definition, it is not clearly written. That's it. So 4.5 by 6 plus L, that is for our RCC bridges. For our steel bridges, it is 9 divided by 13.5 plus L. Okay, this formula is super duper important. I have seen a lot of Maharashtra previous year papers. This bit was there. Okay, impact factor for RCC bridges in class A or class B loading is 4.5 divided by 6 plus L. For steel bridges, 9 divided by 13.5 plus L. Remember, super duper important. Now, if you are considering class A and class 70R, again, whenever you have seen 70R, यहाँ पे आते हैं wheeled as well as tracked. If you have wheeled, then no issues. You can take your impact factor as 25%. ठीक है, directly how much impact you are considering? 25%. If it is wheeled, even if the span is less than 9 meters, or if the span is greater than 9 meters, here 9 meter span we are considering as standard. Okay, so if it is less than 9 meters, 25%. Even if it is greater than 9 meters, then 25% for span up to 12 meters, and after that it will follow this graph. So obviously a question can't come from a graph in your examination, especially for 1 mark bid, that too in a state PSC. तो इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू जस्ट रिमेंबर दीज टू फॉर्मूलाज, क्लास ए एंड क्लास बी, वही आएंगे. Even in worst case, if someone asks, you can just directly remember for wheeled vehicle, you consider it as 25%. If it is tracked vehicle, okay, so remember, if it is less than 9 meters, if the span is 5 meters, okay, then your impact factor is 25%, similar to that of your wheeled vehicles. अगर span बढ़ता जा रहा है, if it is 9 meters, then your impact factor is gradually decreased to 10. Okay, so from 25%, which is a standard for wheeled vehicles, even if you have tracked vehicles, it is 25 meters, 25% if the span is only 5 meters. If the span is increasing, let us say 9 meters, then your impact factor should be decreased to 10%. In between, you can interpolate. Okay, so for example, the span is given 15%, 15 meters. Span is 15 meters, and he is asking, the span, let us say it is 7 meters. Okay, and he is asking what is the impact factor. Then what you can do, for 70R loading, 25% impact is considered for 5 meters, 10% impact is considered for your 9 meters. Similarly, you can interpolate and get what is your impact factor for 7 meters. Okay, I hope it is very clear, right? Something around 14 or 15 aega, that is your answer. Okay, as 15 16 something you will be getting, that is your answer. Done? समझ गए? No issues, right? So what if the span is greater than 9 meters? Okay, what if the span is greater than 9 meters? Very simple. Up to 40 meters, then it is 10%. If it is greater than 40 meters, then you have to follow this diagram. Okay, again you have to follow this diagram. So that is not case, you can just remember, for tracked vehicles it is 10%, and for wheeled vehicles it is 25%. Done? याद रखोगे, not a problem, right? So this concludes all the important aspects. And now coming to wind load. Wind load कैसा लेते हैं, I will teach you in short. So nothing to worry, there will be a diagram for India. ठीक है? So first you have to see where you are constructing. For example, you are constructing somewhere here. ठीक है? Somewhere here. So you see the color कुछ यहाँ पे आ रहा है. So basic wind speed in that area is 44 kilometer per hour. Okay, this is the basic speed of wind for which we are designing. तो ये मैप है, इस मैप के हिसाब से डिजाइन करेंगे. So in that area I am assuming this is the average speed of wind as per the standard map of India. No need to worry. So if you are constructing here, you will just write this is my average velocity, wind velocity. Okay, so from here there is a table from which you can interpolate. This table is standard for 33 meter per second. Okay, so if your bridge is at a height of 20 meters, then what you can do, here it is, no, so this velocity is for this. Okay, velocity itna aa raha hai. If I am considering the mean velocity is 33 meter, but in that area, let us say my mean velocity 50 meter per second. So what you can do, you can just multiply this 30.3 into 50 divided by 30.3 into 50 divided by 33. So you will be getting your approximate velocity for this much height in that area. बस इतनी सी बात है. ठीक है? So no need to worry, this won't be asked in your examination. I'm just teaching you for your common sense. Okay, correspondingly you can also get what is your PZ value, what is your horizontal wind pressure corresponding to that height you can also get from this table. This table 12 is clearly given, no need of any calculation. बस आपको देखना है what is the velocity in that area as per map and then dump it here. Okay, not only map, in appendix there is also a detailed list in which city what velocity you can take. Okay, you can check that also, but no need to worry. So generally up to 10 meters you need not worry about wind. Okay, so generally if it is greater than 10 meters we consider for wind. And what is the formula, how much wind force is acting? काफी simple है. The formula is pz, which is nothing but wind pressure. So I want force, I want what is the wind force acting. So if you know pressure, pressure into area क्या हो जाएगा? That will be force, right? So pressure into area, area of concrete, what is actually obstructing. For example, if you have a bridge something like this, ये है मेरा concrete slab, right? So the area of my concrete slab which is actually obstructing the wind, so that will be the area into G into CD, where CD is your coefficient of drag. You know the coefficient of drag, right? So हमने fluid mechanics में पढ़ा था. And G is your gust factor. Okay, wind का एक factor. बस this is your formula. These two are factors. This doesn't have any units, and pressure into area is your force. So you can just remember the formula. If a small question is given in examination, he might give gust factor is 2, your CD is 1. Okay, pressure at that area is so and so, what is the force acting. So then PA into G into CD you can write and get your force of wind acting on that bridge. Okay, in general we calculate not only horizontal wind force but also vertical wind force, and itna force हम नीचे भी add करते हैं when we are designing a bridge in real life. But you need not think much for examination, just remember what is your horizontal wind acting on your bridge, more than enough. Okay, so this concludes all the important concepts of IRC 6 which you should be learning for your examination. Okay, there are a lot of other stuffs also, but it will be waste of your time. For example, earth pressure if you are considering, you already know these formulas from your soil mechanics. The same concept will be repeated here. Okay? So there is nothing new which you have to study, and it won't be asked also. See, based on my experience I am saying whatever you have learnt so far, that itself is important. No need to waste your time and go to that live load वाला जो भी पेरास है मैंने जो just now I have taught, go to that and all the values you have to by heart. Okay, 18.5 meters is the nose to tail distance, and whatever values are there, tire pressure 5.2 kg per meter centimeter square, whatever is given, all you by heart. That's it. That is more than enough for your examination and impact factor values. Okay, so after this no need to worry much about your bridge engineering. And some people were asking from target area students, sir, there is also some other topics in syllabus like hydrological survey, okay, empirical formulas to calculate what is the water coming, water designing, whatever it is. See, this all concepts whatever you are having in your bridge engineering syllabus is exactly what we have studied in hydrology subject. Why we are studying hydrology if it is not used here? Okay, so the entire concept of studying hydrology in water resource engineering is to apply it while designing a structure, especially our bridges. Okay, so the entire syllabus what you are having, the empirical formulas for calculating the unit hydrograph, whatever, right, it is exactly what we have studied in hydrology. Open our target AS hydrology book, and only 3-4 chapters are there. Read those 4 chapters as per the syllabus and your bridge engineering will be done. Very simple topics. Okay, empirical formulas whatever are there, rational method for calculating 1 by 36 KIA, Q is equals to 1 by 36 KIA, whatever we are having, same rahega. Dickens formula, Raynes formula. So same exact thing you have to read for hydrology. No need to read anything else. And the score depth. Okay, score depth से question काफी ज़्यादा आता है. The same score depth what you have read in hydrology, the same concept is there. So saying this, I conclude my bridge engineering. If you need something else,